make 'em run, hey, hey, pull up on 'em, hey, make 'em run, hey, push it, pull up on 'em, hey, make 'em run, hey. Hey, you guys, what's Gucci? It's your boy, SJK, the first Black Super Saiyan to arrive on this planet. I got a discussion for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and blow past through this quick. It's not really something that we really need to stay on because I already seen a video on it, but I want to give my opinion on it. Give the SJK opinion on this whole situation. And throw my little, jabs and stuff in there, my little criticisms and stuff, and a little bit, positivity, if there is any that I can have for this. But, so Zachary Levi, the main actor for Shazam, he's going to be playing Shazam. So he made a comment regarding Captain Marvel, regarding the film, and he's defending it. Now, this is the whole thing. Now, look, Zach, follow your boy on Twitter, follow your boy on Instagram. Now, Zach, look, I get that you used to work in the MCU. I get he used to work in the MCU. He was a character for the MCU. But I'm be real legit like this. There was people who on your side of DC that was getting that was getting some criticism. For example, Aquaman. So where was you at defending Aquaman? Where was you at defending Jason Momoa when people was throwing allegations saying he's a pedo just for holding his kids? Where was you at? But you want to go and defend Captain Marvel, who's on a totally different, totally part of a different company, doing this and doing that, and you coming out to help her out? But the same people from your company, your boys, Jason Momoa, out here getting criticized and stuff for his film, he was getting judged hard. Let's not forget there was people prejudging Aquaman. So I'm okay with prejudging because that's going to happen regardless when you market stuff. That's going to happen regardless. But you guys, this is my issue with this, because Zach, he defends Captain Marvel, but where was you at when Jason Momoa's film was getting heavily criticized before it was going to be able to come out? People was doubting it, saying Aquaman's going to be this, Aquaman's going to be that, Aquaman's going to be this, and what's up? What's up? Because he used to work for the MCU. But let's look at this video real quick.
Defamatory, and completely fictitious.
Hey, shouts out to Jody. He low key do kind of look like Ben Affleck right here. He look like they can legit be brothers and big old broad shoulders and that skinny neck. Got that beard.
Like reviews and posts of Brie Larson's Captain Marvel, and trying to pit Shazam against it, and saying they're going to support us and not them because of things.
Okay, people are pitting it against each other because Zach, since you did your research, you know that Captain Marvel used to be Captain Marvel was originally Shazam, but Marvel, they got the rights to it and they got to use it. They got to use the name for it's specific for Captain Marvel. They have to use that name specifically for a certain amount of time, so it doesn't, so they don't get relinquished of the name. So that's why you may get some Captain Marvel comics, and they could probably be like cameos and stuff. They just got to keep using the name for a certain period of time to have it still be relevant to them. But Captain Marvel used to be Shazam. Now Shazam is Shazam, and Captain Marvel is Carol Danvers.
Things that they are, by the way, making up. Things that they're saying they saw some screening and this, that, or the other is in the movie. That I just found this out last night, and for anyone out there who thinks you're doing me a favor, or you're doing Shazam a favor, or you're doing Warner Brothers, or what, you're not. I'm
not doing Warner Brothers or Shazam a favor, in my opinion. Warner Brothers and Disney, when it comes to these superhero films, are both lacking. Especially in staying true to source material. So there's no sides here. It's just who got the better films. That's just straight up. You got the better film. Cool, I'ma ride with you. You got some dope films. I'ma ride with you. I don't choose side with Warner Brothers, but because I'm gonna be real with y'all. They got some trash superhero films. Real talk. Justice League. BVS. BVS Ultimate Edition is cool, but still I can't ignore those flaws. Trash. Man of Steel was tight, Aquaman was tight, and Wonder Woman tight. Oh, Suicide Squad's trash. So
not helping anyone or anything. There is no competition. Just because Shazam used...
Right here, this little ignorant statement right here. Don't ever say this again in your life. Whoever is potentially going to be doing superhero films, don't ever say this dumb, retarded shit right here again. Do not say this. Because that's a lie. That's just you sitting here and you're looking us in the face and you're telling us, oh, there's no competition between McDonald's and other fast food restaurants. There is no competition between fast food restaurants. There's a competition, bro. There's a competition. That's like you telling me there's no competition between Dragon Ball Z fanboys and Naruto fanboys. That's like you telling me there's no competition. There is a competition. There's a reason these shows, there's a reason there's Marvel and DC, bro. There's a reason people gravitate to Marvel and DC. Because gravitate to his characters and they will defend them to the highest degree. And when this other opposing team disrespects the character, they going to get in their shit and they going to try to tell them, no, this character's better than this character because this, and that. Is competition, bro. Do not sit here and lie to us. That's not cool. I don't like that. That you're denying that the competition exists. There's competition and it's always going to be there. Especially with Marvel and DC. That shit ain't going to end. You just deal with it. And competition is good and bad. But competition is most of the time good. Because then let's say, for example, you go to a basketball game, right? And all the players are just all goody and cool with each other. Now they're gonna have a little bias playing the game because they might not be on their A game. Now I'm not saying you need to be a totally you can't be friends with the other teammates on other teams. I'm not saying you can't do that. What I'm saying is you can't be so friendly and biased to a point where you could jeopardize your own team. It's that kind of thing. So it's just, don't say that. Do not say that there's no competition. The competition has been there, and it will always be there. Don't sit here and lie to us. That's not cool. That's like you straight up telling me there's no competition between Xbox and PlayStation. I would say you're smoking crack if you told me that. If you told me there's no competition between Xbox and PlayStation. There's a competition. It's there. Don't deny it like it doesn't exist. It exists.
Used to be called Captain Marvel way back in the day doesn't mean that somehow Brie or Marvel's Captain Marvel are pitted against us. We're both movies and we're both going to be out in theaters at similar times.
In the same year.
The irony of that timing is really interesting for sure.
Yeah, and it was very interesting that we got a Captain America Civil War and a Batman vs. Superman the same year. It's competition, bro. Let's be real. Captain America 3 was not going to be a Civil War, my nigga. Let's be real on that. Because Captain America Civil War was a response to BVS. Yes, Captain America Civil War was the better film. Yes, it was. But still, Captain America Civil War was a direct response to BVS coming out. So let's not forget that. There was articles there. A lot of people forget that Captain America Civil War was a response to BVS coming out, which is a team-up film between two main heroes. They come out with Civil War with Cap and Tony. Boom. It's a huge coincidence that Batman vs. Superman and Captain America Civil War came out the same year. It is such a coincidence that two main heroes are going up against each other, and they're both superhero films. They're going up against each other. That's a coincidence. Wow. That's like if a Justice League film and a Avengers film was coming out the same year. Out of nowhere. It's competition, bro. Don't sit here and deny this stuff. It's there, Zach.
There is no conspiracy, guys. You need anyone.
And it's very coincidental. It's a huge coincidence and a coinky dink that Shazam and Captain Marvel are coming out the same year. Wow. A character that used to have named Captain Marvel is coming out when the new character who has that previous character's name is also coming out the same year. Wow. Damn. I guess it's a coincidence. I mean, I guess. It's clear-cut competition, bro. It's clear-cut competition. these directors, these companies be getting in there, getting in the grimy dirt to see what the enemy is coming out with, so they can be all like, direct response. Let's come out with this film. Boom. It's competition, Zach. Don't deny it, bro. That's not cool. Do not deny it. Just like you telling me, there's no competition between Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, and One Piece. If I go tell somebody Krillin is a better character than Rock Lee, there's gonna be a fight. Or if I pull up to somebody and say Luffy has a better power set than Naruto, there's gonna be a competition, a little combatant thing. There's not gonna be. I agree. It's not gonna be competition. Now it can be friendly, because sometimes it's friendly, bro. I be going to my friends and stuff and we debating about comics and stuff and anime. Mainly anime. Shoot, I got a friend that we debate about Witcher 3. We debate about who's a better companion, Yennefer or Triss. Yennefer all day.
One out there who's holding on to some bone, like they need to pick a side and pick a fight, is sorely mistaken. And I really hope that you'll just chill on that. Don't go and engage in that type of behavior anymore. If you want to be passionate about either movie, rock and roll. If you want to be passionate about both movies, rock and roll. But going, this is really low blow type of stuff. To be going and lying, first of all, is just...
So, based on this, anybody who does not like Captain Marvel, be it the comic character and even the movie character coming out, you're automatically a liar and a troll. Because that's what people are saying. So this is my issue with this. Now it goes into Rotten Tomatoes for being a trash company. Now you should have never used Rotten Tomatoes in the first place, because this is my issue with Rotten Tomatoes, right? So Rotten Tomatoes, I did used to use them a long time ago, and when I used to go see a Rotten Tomato film, and they recommended something, you would see 80% fresh. That means okay, the amount of reviews that came together that got aggregated and mashed up together and say, wow, these are all amazing. Boom. 83%, go see it. And then you get a film, like, for example, Infinity War is in the 87% range. Now, Infinity War, I hated that movie, right? But it's better than this other movie. Now, Sharknado, a film that looks garbage. It's garbage. It's like, why would you make this? Another film like that is also in the 80% range. So I'm looking at this like, wait a minute, Sharknado is damn near close to the same level as Infinity War? They're like in the 80% range. That's like fresh. I'd rather watch Infinity War instead of Sharknado. Sharknado should be down below. It shouldn't even be on the same level as Infinity War, even close to it. But somehow it's like on the same scale? What? That's why Rotten Tomatoes, don't use them, bro. They go off of the accumulated reviews, of positive reviews, I guess, and they mash those and they add those up, and then boom, you get that. Because you can get some whack reviews you can get some whack reviews where people go into detail saying, "Oh my gosh, it was a fun, exhilarating rush." Is that it? So that added to that becoming an 80% because it's a fun, exhilarating rush, even though this is clearly a bad film? Rotten Tomatoes don't care about the quality of films, guys, so don't use them. And then they take away this want-to-see feature where you can go and give your little prep opinions based on whatever marketing you've seen of your anticipation for the film and that if you want to see it or not. And Captain Marvel dropped at 28%, but they took it away because of Captain Marvel. So this is the thing about it. Why when this MCU film, I'm not talking about just superhero films in general. Why this one MCU film compared to other films? And let's just go films overall. Let's say not even superhero films, but films like maybe Pulp Fiction, freaking No Country for Old Men, or freaking Tarzan, or freaking Rage, or freaking Back to the Future. Just regular films in general. So when people had these Rotten Tomatoes scores for, just regular films, and people probably gave them low ratings for those, why when basic films that aren't superhero films don't get this treatment like Captain Marvel did. But all of a sudden, with this one movie, this one MCU movie, she gets all this treatment. You go ahead and revamp just for Captain Marvel. What's going on here? What's going on? That is in no way cool. Because let's not forget, there's people who was preying on the downfall of DC movies, going on Rotten Tomatoes and stuff, doing what they got to do. So basically, it to me, this is unfair. This is a clear unfair and a bias kind of thing. Cause it's like, as soon as this MCU film gets a bad want to see percentage, they name off all the people as trolls, haters. But even though they saw the marketing, it had no clear interest because it's a want to see. So this want to see, you're gonna go in and revamp the whole thing, but you didn't do it sooner. What about the DC movies that was getting early criticisms? Even though some of the movies came out bad, but the films that were getting early criticisms, and you leave out that want to see. But no, when it comes to this Captain Marvel film, we gotta take it down and revamp. That's whack, bro. That's some unfair shit. To do this all of a sudden for one MCU character that literally nobody, the only people who care about Captain Marvel is the women and the comic book fans. That's literally it. The dedicated Captain Marvel comic book fanboys and the women that's gonna go see it. Pretty much. Let's be honest. Let's be real, bro. Let's be real and not lie. It's whack how Rotten Tomatoes just revamped for this one MCU film. And I'll tell you guys this much. This is my whole overall issue with Captain Marvel. The fact that she shows up. Now, if Captain Marvel showed up in Phase 2, cool. My criticisms would have been different. My criticisms would have been way different than what they already are if she was already established. But this one lady who Kevin Feige stated is the strongest character in the MCU, meaning she's about to do some damage and she's about to be OP on some stuff. If Captain Marvel comes in an Endgame and comes up with some solution to fix the overall problem, I'm going to be done with that film. Because real talk, I don't want Captain Marvel saying, oh, I got the means for us to go time travel. No, the main 6 Avengers should be finding out how to time travel. Only the main 6. The ones who started it all. Not this random chick that pulls up out of nowhere. Who got one film in between the finales, Infinity War and Endgame. This one person showed up this late in the series. This late. And she's supposed to be OP. You know what that means? Bro, she's about to pull up out of nowhere and body Thanos in seconds. Based off that, she's the strongest character in MCU. Why do you need to tell us that, Kevin Feige? What are you trying to give off? The strongest character in the MCU. So she can time travel. She's the strongest female character in MCU. She can supposedly move planets. So basically, this random character that isn't even on, a random female superhero character that's not even popping like that publicly worldwide. She ain't on no Wonder Woman status. She ain't even Harley Quinn status famous. She ain't even that famous. This random chick out of nowhere. Now, if her film dropped in Phase 2, cool. She would have been established and I would have been okay seeing her show up in a sequel. Like Endgame or something. The only way for me to truly accept for her to be here now is that if she got her two films before Endgame. That's the only way I would have probably accepted her being developed and being where she's at. She got to have 2 films at least before this. But you drop her film right in between the finales of the Avengers arc. That's a big issue right there. You drop this random character out of nowhere. Hell, you can even bring in Adam Warlock to be the situation to fix Thanos' snap. You got to bring in Captain Marvel. Marvel. I don't agree with the whole time travel thing in Endgame because I think that's retarded if they're going to go with time travel to fix the snap when they got Thor's hammer that can kill Thanos. When all they need to do is go kill Thanos. Thor needs to put on the glove, snap his fingers, and undo the snap. It's that simple. Tony will make a new glove so he can put his hand in it. He'll put the Infinity Stones in there. Then boom, they got it. But no, they're going to go with some retarded time travel shit that they got to do. Why do you got to time travel to undo the snap? Why don't you just go get the Infinity Stones, undo what Thanos did, boom, I want everybody back, and everybody comes back. But no, you got to time travel. We know they're going to time travel, bro. There are set photos that confirm this. So it's like no clear-cut thing. It's obvious. But at the end of the day, the fact that she's showing up this late to somehow be the Lord and Savior of the MCU, to come with some random new power-up to save the day hella late, and who's probably going to do something that the main six, period. The main six Avengers should be the ones figuring out and developing the ability to time travel, and they should be the ones that all six of them defeat Thanos together. Captain Marvel shouldn't even be a thought. Her help isn't wanted. Her help isn't needed. Y'all know how distasteful that is? To know you built up to with these six characters for 10 years, and then you find out this random chick coming out the cuts is about to come and be Captain Save-A-Ho. That is not cool. That's like you seeing Goku and Vegeta and all the Z fighters get established, and then they introduce a random character in, let's say, the Tournament of Power arc, right? Let's say the Tournament of Power arc. You want to know why the Tournament of Power arc was okay? Because they had established characters on the team. They didn't come out to us with no new random character from Universe 10,000 and blah blah blah. No. It was all established characters that we knew of. Master Roshi was on that bit. I didn't want Master Roshi on there because he was nigga too old. But he's an established character that can be on the team. He's established. Android 17. Android 18 was on the team. All these characters that were established years before are on the team. So I'm okay with it. But if some random character came out to cut someone, oh, I am Oob. Yay. Nigga, what? Who are you? Who's this random dude? So now he just upped to Goku's level cap of power? Freak that. Nah. Don't do that. Don't do that. Man, Marvel finna do that shit. If Captain Marvel is the one they use to time travel, freak Endgame and freak the MCU. Freak it, bro. Because if you want to end on this note, that's garbage. If Captain Marvel overpowers Thanos in this film, trash. Trash. Trash, period. Trash. That's just garbage. You don't do that. You don't pull up with this random character and use her to end the fight like this. Nah. She about, man, when Kevin Feige said Captain Marvel can move a planet, that retarded shit, she's about to be doing some Superman stuff. She's going to get a chain, attach it to like 7 planets, and pull it. Whoever wrote Superman pulling a planet with chains? Freak you. Huh? How do you physically pull planets? How? We're just gonna wrap a big chain around the planets and pull them. Yeah. I get it's comics, but there's so much stuff you can accept in a comic book, such as there's so much stuff you can go as far as accepting, and then you get to stuff like Squirrel Girl beating up Thanos and beating him in a fight.
You know, the bottom of the barrel to me, but to be lying in an attempt to discredit or defame somebody, I think is just really sad. So please don't do that.
This is the problem, Zach. Captain Marvel, aka Brie Larson. Brie Larson is playing Captain Marvel, let's be real. It's Brie Larson as Brie Larson. She's pretty much, the way she acts in real life is how she acts is going to be acting in the film. All this funny, kooky, quirky stuff, serious, bland face and stuff, looking all bored and cringy and shit, and that whack jokes that she has in her public life, she's going to be bringing into this movie. She's playing her. Come on now. Brie Larson is Captain Marvel, and that's not a good thing. She should be playing Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers. Right now from the trailers, she looks like Brie Larson just in a suit. And Brie Larson is going to be more heroic than usual. It's Brie Larson is Brie Larson. And the way she's promoting her film, I'm totally down with the feminism SJW agenda in a film, right? But this is the problem. It's how you push that agenda. It's how you push it. In the way she's pushing it. Doing stuff like, oh, there's overwhelmingly amount of white male critics in the industry. Yes, Brie, we know that. It doesn't take a genius. It doesn't take Albert Einstein to say that. It's obvious. But I don't have no issue with it. Because this is the problem. You're taking issue with it being majority white male. Okay. I mean, I have no problem with it. I just care about what they say. Their skin and gender don't matter. Why do they skin and gender matter? Is too many white people here? You're white. What are you talking about? Look, I get Brie wants to include people, but I hope her idea of inclusion is including people that are of different skin colors and genders, but they're qualified. I don't want you including people that ain't qualified for shit. Don't go in here saying, oh, I want to get this black person up in here. Is he qualified? Can he critique a film? Can I trust his judgment? Is it like that? And people need to apply to be critics, or you can just become a critic off YouTube and get famous off of that, bro. You don't need to you don't need to be no official critic. You can be a critic on YouTube and people will still accept what you say. As long as you look on point and you're doing it, cool. But at the end of the day, Brie, the fact you take an issue with there being an overwhelming amount of white males, okay, whatever. I'm black, and I know this. We live in America. What you expect? What was this country? What was this country founded by? White slave-owning men. But okay, cool. You know, it sucks, but we got to deal with it. You live in this country, you got to deal with the stuff. You got to deal with it. You can't keep on complaining about, oh, it's too many white people. I don't do that shit no more. Like, come on now. If they qualified to do the job, if the only thing I can see where you shouldn't be, your opinion doesn't matter, is when you're like not qualified to do the position. Oh, there's too many Asian people working in the industry. We need to include more people. Are they qualified? Why are you taking issue with the fact that there's so many Asians? Are they qualified to do the work? If they qualified, let them stay. I'm not saying kick them out. I'm not saying she wants to kick people out. What I'm saying is, why are you taking issue with the fact that there's too many Asians? Deal with what you got. These people cool. They qualified. They doing the job. But you just want to be diverse for the sake. Oh, I just want to be diverse and bring more. It's all cool and well, but come on now. They qualified. If they're qualified to do the work, don't bring up the fact that, oh, it's so too many white. Why does skin color matter? Why did it got to be, oh, there's too many black people up in here? Well, they're here for a reason. And I hope they're here because they're qualified to do the job. Oh, there's too many Latin people. Well, I hope they're here for good reasons, and I hope they're here because they're qualified to do the job. I don't go to, they're Latin, so I don't know, based on how he grew up and stuff, he may not be good at this, he may not be good at that. Nah. You gotta go off of what they say and what they do. You gotta take their actions. Don't resort to skin and gender as a scapegoat. Don't resort to that. You don't see me out here saying, oh, it's too many white females coming out and saying, oh, I hate white males. I don't care. You got a clear issue with white men. Okay, cool. And you're out here addressing the fact. But you don't got to put gender and skins into it. It's overwhelmingly white male. Okay, deal with it. When you say that stuff, it's like you're alienating a group of people. Did you know the MCU has a bunch of white males as part of the fan base? And I have some white friends that are part of the fan base that I'm cool with. Cause I don't like that. I don't like that. It's like it's like, I don't like that stuff, man. I don't like that. It's like how people will say, Oh, I only support black businesses. I only support black businesses. So you're going to support a business because it's black? Solely because it's black, not because they're qualified? Well, I mean, they're black. Black gotta stick together. Are they qualified to do the job? Oh, I mean, I don't know. But they're black. Okay, good for you. It's that kind of shit. Bree, just deal with it, okay? Deal with the fact that there's so many white males. Just deal with it. They got their jobs for a reason. Now they either got their jobs because they were qualified or they got their jobs because they knew people. So, now what I don't agree with is you not hiring people and they're clearly able to do the job and you don't hire them. Just because their skin or gender. I don't agree with that. That's when you're in the wrong. When you're only hiring people based off of skin and gender. And you're looking to pick people based off of skin and gender. So basically, when Bree said she wants to include more people, that means we need to just go after black people. When no, we need to go after. It's like, oh, we need to get more blacks and females and stuff and blah blah. Okay, they can come apply. I ain't finna go actively search for them. They can come apply. I'll put out an ad saying, hey, come do this and come do that. If you show up, you show up. If you don't show up, tough luck. You're not gonna get represented. If you're not pulling up and going out there searching, to get the job, then why do the companies got to go out there and try to go search for people and pick them out? No, if you don't come apply, nobody ain't finna be checking for you. They're going to check for you when you willing to apply, willing to show up, and you got some good thing to say and do. So, Bree, period. Her as an actor, I never liked. Period. Because I forgot Brie Larson existed up until this movie came out. Up until this movie was announced. Let's be real. Who remembered Brie Larson and knew of her so much besides that Oscar she got for The Room? She got an Oscar for The Room. I seen some of that movie and that little boy was kind of dope. A lot better than her. Cause Brie, when I seen her in roles, bro, she's bland, bro. She's just boring. She was up in Kong Skull Island. She was like, what the freak am I watching? The only good actor in Kong was Sam Jackson in Kong. The only good actors in that film. And Kong is a monkey. Even Loki couldn't save that film. Gosh. But she just pulled up in there, had her emotions and stuff, her face and her acting was just bland. She was in 21 Jump Street, cool, but she wasn't funny like that in that film. The only film I liked her in was the film with the Mark Wahlberg, The Gambler. I thought she was cool in The Gambler, but that's it. That's really it. Like, Brie Larson, let's be honest. Who really knew and cared about Brie Larson up until Captain Marvel? I forgot she existed, for one. Because she ain't popping like that. Yes, she got an Oscar. But guess who didn't have an Oscar for so many years and was popping? Leonardo DiCaprio. Because he's a good actor. Just because you get an award don't mean shit. Real talk. Because you can get paid for bullshit. You can become famous. Like Lil Pump nowadays. So you know, it's how you push yourself and it's how you portray yourself. Leonardo DiCaprio, he was out here he was out here without an Oscar, putting in work, and probably became one of the best actors without an Oscar out there for a long time. People knew of Leonardo before he even had an Oscar. So, oh, and you guys know, period, I don't like the Captain Marvel persona of Captain Marvel in the comics. I was like mainly writing with Miss Marvel, you know. But we need to have Rogue show up in this movie and take this woman powers, man. Brie Larson said Captain Marvel is her superpower, bruh. When you hear some shit like that, that's when you know they about to abuse that superpower that they got. Brie Larson said Captain Marvel is my superpower. Oh man, oh man. She's about to abuse that power. Well, I'm going to go in this video. There's your boy K-Dot, the first Black Super Saiyan. Zach, keep your mouth shut and don't say this whack shit again. Oh, there's no competition. Zach, shut up. Why don't you help out your boys? Where was you at when Jason Momoa was getting called out for being a pedophile for holding his kids? Where was you at when Jason Momoa's film was getting attacked before it came out? Where was you at? Zach, nowhere to be seen. But you want to pull up for this lady. You want to pull up for Captain Marvel, who's on the MCU. Not like the MCU and DCEU. But there's competition. Competition breeds good and bad. But mainly good. Because it forces both companies to get better quality-wise. So at the end of the day, Zach, look out for your boys first. But you over here on Brie Larson Coochie fast. Freak out of here, Zach. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. There's your boy Kid Out, the first Black Super Snake. Revival the goes with that peace, love, positivity, and all that jazz. Deuces.